Off to Pontefract for race 9, it's the Go Racing in Yorkshire Handicap over 1 mile 7 furlongs. Cold War Whisper for Jai Bermenstein. Pitkin Park, David Robertson. True Lies, Paul Rhodes. The Hero, David Hooley. Just Like Rambo, John Morgan. Pilot, David Hooley. Belt Woods, Obi-Wan. York, Matt Cooper. Deepest Purple, Martin Leadham. Lexicon Thief, Jim Murray. Act of Treason, Graham Clutterbuck. Can She Be Mine, Obi-Wan. Classic Mode and Silk Kimono for Alex Cherry. And Baskerville for Stu Gray. 15 runners. And away we go. And it's Stu Gray's Baskerville who gets out of the stalls quickly early on. A jockey looking to take it right over to the rail on the far side. So it's Baskerville that leads the way, but Silk Kimono just gets that rail and leads by about half a length. Deepest Purple back in third, just being passed by Can She Be Mine. Then comes Act of Treason, True Lies, Belt Woods and Lexicon Thief. In behind that is on the rail the grey Pilot. Then we have Just Like Rambo for John Morgan, The Hero, Pitkin Park, York, and at the rear of the field at the moment, Cold War Whisper the Grey for Jai Bermenstein. But Silk Kimono has a handy lead as we have 1.5 miles left to run. Act of Treason for Graham Clutterbuck in second. Lexicon Thief on the outside for Jim Murray third. Then comes Can She Be Mine for Obi-Wan. Baskerville for Stu Gray on the rail. A little bit of a gap, then back to True Lies for Paul Rhodes. Then comes Just Like Rambo for John Morgan. Pilot there on the inside, the grey. For David Hooley, but it's Silk Kimono still out in front by about 4 lengths to Baskerville, who's now moved up into second. Then comes Lexicon Thief, Can She Be Mine, and Act of Treason. These have a little gap back to Pilot, the grey on the rail. Then comes Just Like Rambo, Pitkin Park and Belt Woods. In behind that, True Lies and the Hero. The York on the rail for Matt Cooper in the red colours. Deepest Purple for Martin, getting back in the pack there a little bit. Cold War Whisper now just moving to the rail, the grey, and Classic Mode for Alex Cherry at the rear of the field. So he has the race bookend at the moment, Alex Cherry. Silk Kimono out in front, Baskerville in second. Then comes Act of Treason, Lexicon Thief and Can She Be Mine. We've got less than a mile to run now. Silk Kimono by about 3 lengths to Baskerville and Lexicon Thief. Act of Treason and Can She Be Mine. Then a slight little gap back to Pilot, the grey on the inside. Pitkin Park, Just Like Rambo. York in the red colours, but it's Silk Kimono still out in front. Silk Kimono as they race uphill now with 6 furlongs left to run. Silk Kimono from Act of Treason, Lexicon Thief, Can She Be Mine. Baskerville starting to go backwards now for Stu Gray, getting passed by his commentator compatriot Martin Leadham with Deepest Purple. He's making a good run, but it's Silk Kimono still out in front, has led virtually all the way. Act of Treason in second, Can She Be Mine on the rail in third, with Lexicon Thief on this near side. Also making a run now, closest to us is Pitkin Park, but it's still Silk Kimono at the moment who has it from Act of Treason. Lexicon Thief, Can She Be Mine, Deepest Purple making a run, and Pitkin Park on this near side with Paul Rhodes, True Lies, but it's Silk Kimono inside 3 furlongs from Pitkin Park and True Lies. Silk Kimono kicks again though. Silk Kimono by about 2. Here comes York on the inside for Matt Cooper. York now going past Silk Kimono inside the 2 furlong pole, and York has the lead, stretches out now from Silk Kimono in second. Deepest Purple running on in third. The grey Pilot not out of it yet on this near side, but it's York out in front. So they take that small rise. They come now to the final furlong. York from Deepest Purple and Pilot. York for Matt Cooper starting to tire. Deepest Purple getting up for Martin. Pilot on this near side, but it's Deepest Purple for Martin. Deepest Purple inside the final furlong. Deepest Purple's going to win it from Pilot in second. And Martin, who was playing the violins earlier in the week about not getting too many winners, well, he's got one here. And it's a good one for Deepest Purple. Pilot the Grey did finish strongly for second, beating the fading York. So Deepest Purple for Martin Leadham. From Pilot for David Hooley, York for Matt Cooper, Belt Woods for Obi-Wan in 4th, and Lexicon Thief ran on for Jim Murray in 5th.